Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Metroid. In the last part, we pretty much spanked the wrecked ship, made that area our bitch. Killed Phantoon, got a bunch of items, got Samus looking pretty swole, and so now we're gonna head off to Maridia, but first we have a couple of stops to make here in Crateria. We're gonna first be heading down to the notorious climb shaft, because there's actually an item in here, not in here specifically, but in a connected room. So you just fall down, and these blocks here are actually bombable. I don't think you need to use power bombs, but I just did because YOLO. So, and then you come into this room, which is kind of difficult unless you have the plasma beam, but it's not undoable. Basically, just kind of slowly make your way across. Make sure you shoot all of those four little guys to make the continuous platform, and then just run across. And anytime you see a big vertical shaft like that, you should know it's a pretty good indication you're going to need the Shine Spark. And that's exactly what you do. You spark your way up and grab a super missile, and then just grapple your way on out. And there I show off a little thing, not really intentionally, but it is kind of cool that I don't know if a lot of people know about it, but the grapple beam can actually open doors. It can also kill enemies and collect drops for you, so it's actually a really, really versatile item. It's really pretty cool. So now we're done with the notorious climb shaft, and we come in here, and there's actually a missile expansion right below where Mother Brain was in the original Metroid. So that's pretty cool. Just lay a power bomb or some normal bombs or whatever, just clear away all that debris and shit, and then fall down. And then just make your way through here. Through this room this was like the, I don't know, third room we visited, fourth room we visited once we got onto Zebes, and now here we are again. It's pretty cool how you've looped back all this way, and how much more powerful and crazy strong you are now at this point of the game. Excuse me. So now we're heading back down into Blue Brinstar, the area from the original Metroid game, and we've got I think three items. Excuse me, I have 3 items to collect in this area, and the first one is an energy tank in this next room. It's kind of one of those, I don't know, like almost legacy items. Like every 2D Metroid game has an energy tank like this, where it's hidden in the ceiling, and you have to shoot it to reveal it, and then jump up to it. And that one's this game. The original has it, this one has it, Zero Mission has it, my father has it, I have it, my sister has it. Just to quote Luke there a little bit. Don't content ID me, George Lucas. Please. No content ID blocks. So there's just another big long vertical shaft, giggity, just Shine Spark up, and then into this room. And there's actually an invisible walkway there above the spikes, and that's what you saw me trying to jump on. And that's one of the only expansions in the game that I know of outside of Maridia that you absolutely have to have the gravity suit for. Because you actually cannot get up to the walkway if you don't have it. You can't wall jump or anything, as far as I know. I could be wrong. But either way, go into that room, and there are actually 2 missiles in there. One is hidden in a block in the bottom left corner, which is kind of rude. If you don't know what's there, you get screwed out of a free missile pack. But luckily I know it's there, so it's not a big deal. So now I believe there is one more item to get, and that should pretty much clear. I'm pretty sure at this point the Crateria is entirely cleared out. We have everything in Crateria, I think. Don't quote me on that. And we're about to get another item right here. A set of power bombs. So that I'm almost positive clears out Blue Brinstar, this area. If memory serves, there's only one item left in Brinstar, but it's in Red Brinstar, and we're not going to get that just yet. But anyway, we go through that little area and out this door, and we wind up in Green Brinstar. It's pretty cool how the map works. Like, everything is so well connected. Like, especially Red Brinstar, you'll find I spend a lot of time in Red Brinstar because it connects to literally everything. It connects to Maridia, to Green Brinstar, to Crateria, to Kraidslayer, and to Norfair. Except for the wrecked ship, Torian, and Lower Norfair, I can't think of a single area that Red Brinstar does not directly connect to. And I guess Blue Brinstar. But, I mean, Blue Brinstar is like 5 rooms, so who cares? Either way, we just kind of make our way along through Red Brinstar. You've seen this before. Just kind of chill and relax and enjoy the awesome music. Laugh at me as I get caught by a yapping mob like a total fucking noob. But yeah, this is all basic stuff. You've seen it before. Just running along the passages, running along, and then we get to this cool little thing. You can lay a power bomb and actually blow open this pipe, and this is how, well, this is one way you get into Maridia. And I maintain that that is actually not the intended way to get into Maridia, but I'll explain that a bit later. I'll show my work and explain my evidence for that a bit later. But for now, just understand that I'm taking a save here because Maridia is a bitch. Like, it's almost like the rest of the game is just kind of a tutorial for Maridia. It's like you go through everything through Brinstar and Kraid and Norfair and all, but then you get to Maridia and the game is just like, alright, you've gotten here. Training wheels off. Let's crank it up to 11. And it does. So, the very first expansion in Maridia is a missile tank, and I actually have to do, this is not the intended way to do it, but it's the way I like to do it, and I actually have to do a short charge here, and I do a little jump cut because no one wants to watch me short charging for 3 days, which is about how long that one took, because that's not a very easy short charge. It's a pretty short distance, but either way, once you get your Shine Spark charge, you really need to charge from that specific spot on the plant, if you saw me stand on it. It's really precise, actually. And if you're not standing on that one spot, you will bonk on one of the platforms as you go up, and that is no fun. Alright, this, until I discovered a certain Shine Spark, was probably one of the worst rooms in the game for me, but now it's pretty much trivial. And we're not even in it anymore. But we'll be back and I'll explain what's going on. But this room is a little bit annoying. It's not horrible. There's just some platforming and there's a lot of enemies in here. And those red space pirates there, I don't shoot them because I actually can't do anything to them right now. They are invincible to, as far as I know, all of the weapons I currently possess. So, that's not fun. So yeah, just gotta avoid them. And then you come in here, and then there's that missile there on the wall. Annoying to get if you don't know it's there. And then you come over here, and these are obviously not Koopas, and that is obviously not Bowser. So, you just kind of jump on obviously not Bowser's back and equip the grapple beam and jump up here to swing around and grab that energy tank. That tank there can be a little bit annoying to get your first couple times through the game until you're really used to the grapple beam and how it works. It can be a little bit of a challenge, so it's by no means impossible, but it's not trivial. So, and now for the next couple minutes, you get to treat yourselves to me derping like a complete moron, because I don't know. I think I was tired while I was recording this. I think it was kind of late at night, and at this point, I was really. Maridia is fairly close to the end of the game. Like, this is probably 75% of the way done. Excuse me. So I think at this point I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I want to be done, let's just do it, let's just power through, and it kind of shows in my gameplay. It's not very good in this episode. But this here, what I'm trying to do is there's actually a little tunnel in this, hidden in this wall. Yeah, I can't really point it out, but there's actually a discolored square, like, about a little more than a third of the way down. It was right about there, and you have no idea where I am. Anyway, there's a tunnel there, and I'm trying to get into it, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm gonna blame subpixels for this. Just, if there's a tunnel you're trying to get into or something like that, and you can't get in, blame the subpixels. That's always a good way to go. Either way, I managed to finally convince the game to let me in, and I can hop in here and grab this super missile, which you may have noticed as I was climbing up the first room in Maridia after I got that first missile expansion. But we're not going to go back into the previous room, and I'm going to demonstrate the shine spark that just makes this room completely trivial. And I about shit my pants the first time I saw this spark, because I didn't know it existed, and the first time I played this game, I went through this room the intended way, which involves some grapple blocks, these like little grappling puffball balloon enemies that you can grapple onto. It's really horrible and not something you want to do. But then I found out about that shine spark, and like I said, I about shat my pants because I was just like, oh my god, this is so cool. But yeah, so you get into the room before, and then you wall jump up. Or there's actually the tunnel on the other side, on the right, just has some platforms so you can just jump up. It's another example of Super Metroid being as hard or as easy as you want to make it. And it's just another way they do that, and it's really cool. So if you can't wall jump, you know what, that's fine. You can still get up here and get the things in here, which is good, because there are 2 missiles and a super missile in here. Yeah, those kind of weird, like, fake walls you see there, that's kind of a common thing in Maridia. They show up several times. That's just the first couple. Interesting note, that jump there I just made, the really high one, you actually can't make that one straight. You have to be in a spin jump. Otherwise, you won't make it. My theory, I suspect, is that it has something to do with Samus's hitbox being a different size when you're in a spin jump, but I could be totally wrong. I don't really know, but that's just kind of my suspicion. Either way, I have everything from here that I need, so I'm just gonna leave this room and head back down. There you see a fake floor there. So, Maridia really likes its fake barriers. It is really a common thing in this area. So, but yeah, this set of rooms is nothing too difficult. It's just some platforming, a couple of morph ball tunnels, those annoying bullseye firefly things. I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of annoying. I swear they're like homing missiles. They know exactly where you're gonna be and exactly where to go to just ruin your day, knock you out of a spin jump or whatever. But they're easy to kill, so it's no big deal. But yep, and now we're falling down here, killing some of these crab things. Don't know what they're called, but oh well. Crab is delicious, so I'm gonna kill him anyway. Now we reached this room. This is almost like sort of a hub room for this part of Maridia, I guess. That's kind of how I think of it. There's a save room, there are a bunch of passages to other areas, there are a couple of items in here. It's kind of an important room for this part of Maridia. But you see me taking that save and doing that little scene transition, as I've been calling them, because we're actually about to go up here this way, wall jump up here, and we're going to be fighting a boss here very soon, in the next minute or so. And in this room we get our first introduction of the mock droids. These are, I guess, Space Pirate created Metroid knockoffs. They're easy to kill. They die in basically one hit from your beam, or actually one hit from the grapple beam. The grapple beam will indeed one hit kill a mock droid, which is pretty cool. This is pretty easy. You just want to get a speed boost going so you can knock out the pillars, and then come up here into this door. And this is actually where we fight the first of 2 bosses in Maridia. This one is called Batwoon, and he reminds me a lot of the Fire Temple boss from Ocarina of Time, and I'm not even going to try saying the name out loud because I don't know how exactly it's supposed to be pronounced, and I will get some troll in the comments saying, no, you pronounce this way. So I'm just going to say the Fire Temple boss from Ocarina. And basically, it's kind of the same theory. You've got a big dragon thing flying around, going in and out of a bunch of holes, giggity, and you just shoot him in the face when he appears. Pretty simple. But, you know, he does a lot of damage. He takes 10 super missiles to kill. It's 10 supers to the face. All in all, not too big of a deal, but still something you want to be prepared for. So I kill all those little guys, and then do a... This is actually, I think, a short charge. I don't think you actually have enough room to build up the full blue suit before you hit the quicksand there. And the lighter colored sand is indeed quicksand, and you don't want to fall in. It's pretty bad. And here you can see me, I'm just obviously doing some more farming simulator, and that's because we're only, I don't know, a minute or two away. Well, no more than that, but we're very close to fighting the second and the bigger of the two bosses in Maridia. So I want to be prepped. I want to be full on everything before I go and face him, because he's kind of a troll. And getting to him isn't the easiest thing in the world, and then the fight's not the easiest thing in the world, so my motto is just, you know, always be way over-prepared for everything. So a little bit of farming simulator is, to me, a small price to pay for that. Alright, so this room is pretty basic. There are a couple mock droids in here, 3 to be exact, and then you can either wall jump up these, or you can use the grapple beam, whatever floats your boat. I just wall jump because I think it's easier. I don't actually like grapple beam wall jumping. It's weird to me how it works, but whatever, however you want to get up there. And now welcome to absolutely unequivocally the worst room in the game. And you really just, all you need to do is look at it to see what I mean. This room is atrocious. Absolutely horrible. You've got quicksand on the floor covering spikes. You've got grapple blocks everywhere. You have spikes on the grapple blocks. You've got mock droids. It's awful. It's an absolute clusterfuck of enemies and spikes and grapples and platforming, and it's incredibly difficult to get through, and really just a huge pain. So I feel like this room earns its worst room in the game status, at least in my opinion. There are easier ways to get through it. For example, a trick called the full Hathy, which I don't feel like explaining its name, but basically it's a shine spark that lets you get all the way across the room. It's ridiculously difficult and has like a 4 or 5 frame window, I think, to actually get the shine spark to make it all the way across, but if you get it, it looks swag AF. But I'm never gonna try that because I'm terrible at this game. Either way, gonna come in here and take another save because about to fight another boss, and I like to be prepared. Through the door on the right, there's an energy refill station, but I don't want to take that because, number one, I'm at almost full energy anyway, and number two, 69, duh. Giggity, like, does that really need to be explained? Yeah, it's pretty dumb, but whatever. This room is cool because those spikes on the ground are actually fake and won't hurt you. So as long as you don't fall between them in the sort of dark metallic areas between the stones, you won't fall down. And you can just hop over and get that cool hidden missile expansion. And then drop down and kill the eye door and enter to fight the boss of Maridia, which is called Dragon. And Dragon is basically an enormous mutated shrimp. He's kind of dumb. He likes to troll a lot. It's really important to destroy those turrets on the walls because Dragon trolls enough. You don't need to be trolled by his turrets during the entire fight. So, he's pretty simple in theory. There are a couple of different ways to kill him. You've got the man mode, which is what I'm sort of doing right now, where you just wait for him to swoop and then pump him full of super missiles. You have the the noob kill, which is what I'm going to be demonstrating. But unfortunately, he actually trolls me there. Then you have the super fast, swagalicious speedrunner way of killing him, which basically involves shine sparking through his forehead. You get a short charge shine spark. You can actually do that in the length of this room. And then you time it just so that you end up sparking through his forehead, and it does massive damage to him. It's really cool. I've never done it, but it does work. Either way, I'm going to be doing the noob strat. What I want him to do is this, what he's doing right now, is where he goos at me, where he does his goo attack from the right-hand side. What I'm about to do won't work if he does it from the left. At least I don't think it will. I've never had it work from the left, and I've played this game and beaten this boss multiple times. So the theory is really simple. You just want to let him grab you, and then as soon as you get close enough to one of these turrets, electric socket things on the wall, you just hit it with the grapple beam. And as Pokemon has taught us all, water is weak to electric, so you grapple it and Dragon just dies. You will lose a little bit of health because the energy is going through you, but it will kill Dragon a lot faster than it will kill you. And your reward for killing the freakish shrimp bastard is the space jump, which is effectively an infinite jump item. It lets you jump in the air as many times as you want, as long as you keep the timing accurate. And I can't really explain the timing. I just can't. It's something you just have to practice and get used to. And unfortunately, the timing for the space jump is different in literally every single Metroid game that it appears in. It's really bad. But either way, this episode is just about over, so I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again in the next episode. And as always, fuck other M.